Hello everybody and welcome back to Beyond the Textbook, Getting Real About Learning English. This is Aisha and we have a new topic this week. But before I tell you what the topic is, I'm going to introduce our special guest. Our special guest today is Sarah. And Sarah is a teacher at Elite Language Centre. Sarah, can you tell us first a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm from Canada. I've been teaching yoga and dance and acting for a really long time, and I wanted to keep teaching, and so I started teaching English. And I'm lucky enough to speak it, and they let me teach it, and I love it. So here we are.
Oh, great. That's fantastic. And it's a really interesting mix to have your kind of sort of artistic background as well. You know,
Yes.
It makes for a very colourful learning experience.
It has saved me a lot.
Yeah.
Being able to improvise has saved me a
Oh.
few times.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, our topic today is about how does a teacher secretly assess students' English in the classroom?
Our secrets.
The secrets are going to be out any moment. Everyone must listen very carefully. Shh. Okay. Because actually, I mean, I think we both agree, it's not just about the end of month exam.
No.
That a lot of things are going down constantly in the class in one way or another.
Yes. Well, I think the end of the month tests are more for the students.
Yeah.
To see how far they have come. But we're checking in with them every day.
Right. So what is, like, for example, one way you would be secretly
Well, just
checking on them?
really simple things like, how are you asking me to go to the bathroom? How are you asking what a word means? If you can borrow something. Just really simple. What does word meaning? No, come on. What does this word mean?
Okay.
So if that's sticking, then I know, okay, they're listening.
Yeah.
They're using it.
Yeah. And actually, one of the great things about having a native English speaker, if you like, who doesn't speak the language that they speak, is they have to use their English.
Yes.
so they can't be just like suddenly using Arabic or
No cheating.
or whatever, you know. So what about okay, that's a really good idea, is to look at, how are they speaking to you in English. But what about other things in the classroom that give you indicators?
Well, just how you're acting and behaving in class, your attitude towards learning. Are you on your phone? Are you talking? Are you off in space thinking about what you're going to eat for dinner at the break? Or are you with me in the room? Are you present with everybody?
Yeah. So the right attitude, I guess, means at least from the very start they have some focus. I guess.
Yeah, desire to learn.
Yeah.
A want to learn.
Yeah.
I can't drag you across the finish line.
That's
I
right.
want to, but I can't.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also students, they don't realize that learning English is not like learning physics or something.
No,
It really is you have to totally engage with it. You can't just regurgitate the answers in the end of the month. It's really, in fact, like you said right at the very beginning, actually the exam's really just for the students. You already know.
I know how you're going to do.
Yeah.
That's the secret. I already know who's going to pass.
Which is something actually we do at Elite. Every teacher, before the end of month exam, has to actually go through the whole
Roster.
the attendance,
Yeah.
and say, this guy will pass, no problem.
Yeah.
And then there'll be like question mark.
Yeah. And the question marks are the ones who are not doing their homework,
Yeah.
who aren't paying attention, who don't care, who have a bad attitude.
Yeah.
Really, if you're doing your homework and if you care, you're going to do well.
Yeah, that's right. And what about okay, that's like secretly assessing speaking. What about things like writing? Is there any like secret way you assess?
See, I just read it.
You just read it.
Okay, but now it's been a couple years I've been teaching English.
Yeah.
Specifically to our students, which are mostly Arab students. And I know when you have Google Translate it, and I know when you're translating from your head. So even teacher, I swear, I'm not using Google. Okay, but I know when you're thinking in your language and trying to flip it to English.
Yeah.
And it's different. It reads differently than when you think and write in English.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a secret way. I know when you're translating.
Yeah. So they might try to kind of make themselves look, you know, super intellectual and with amazing vocabulary.
Yes.
Yeah.
When did you learn stupendous?
Yes.
What is use superfluous in a sentence?
Yes, exactly.
I know an Arabic teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, that's particularly true in. I notice when students are doing presentations.
Yes.
You know, I mean, good for them. They've done this amazing research.
Yes.
Their topic is the future of the world. You know, pollution crisis. Are we all going to die?
Yeah.
You know. And when I start seeing sort of phrases like disintegration, biodegradable, and get them to actually
courteousness.
Get them to actually ask them what does it mean. Exactly, they say, well, I know an Arabic teacher, but so my answer is don't use it. If you don't know how to use it, don't use it.
Yes. So I started telling my students KISS, K-I-S, keep it simple. Simple and grammatically correct and understandable is way more interesting and fun to read than weirdly translated gibberish that you don't know. I would much rather read a really simple sentence that makes sense.
Yeah, and actually, this is a handy hint for anybody doing IELTS.
IELTS.
Yeah, IELTS alert.
IELTS alert.
Yeah, spoiler coming, spoiler coming. Okay, so actually what IELTS examiners look for in writing is the simple language and the use of the simple language. You really don't need to know how to use biodegradable and disintegrate in a sentence. It's not what they're looking for. They're looking for, can you actually communicate a very simple idea?
Yeah.
And we all know simple is brilliant. You know, we would love to be more simple.
Yeah. If you can explain something or explain yourself simply, you understand it much more deeply.
Yeah, exactly.
Than using fancy words.
Yeah.
Because if you can explain something to anyone, then you know what you're talking about.
Exactly, and that's actually really what you're trying to do, isn't it?
Yes, be fluent.
Yeah.
Just have anyone and everyone understand you.
That's right. And of course, have something to say worth hearing. That helps. But actually, I do notice that when students really have something to say, they find the language. Doesn't matter. I mean, okay, maybe in the elementary one, no, it's hard, but particularly pre-intermediate, they know a lot more than they realize.
Yes, they do. And I find sometimes if I sit down, I have to pull it out of them. What do you mean? Give me a synonym. What's a different word for that? What's a simpler word for that? And we can get there. And I think going back to attitude is you have to do that to yourself, students. You have to sit down and read it out loud. Say, what's a simpler way of saying this? What am I trying to say in English? Push yourself to be simple.
And actually, going back to the core question here is, how do we secretly assess them? In fact, every time you engage with that student in this kind of situation, where can you say it simpler? What does this actually mean? You are assessing, where are they coming from? Are they translating this from somewhere? Are they just plucking this word out of the PowerPoint from somebody else's presentation? You know,
if I ask you to define a word and you use the word and the definition, you don't understand
That's right. And if you cannot pronounce the word, that's another thing.
That's another thing.
And you can't pronounce the words around that word.
Something is up.
So I think one of the really key things that students need to know is that it's not just about understanding and getting the answers right. There's so much more assessment going on.
Are you using it? Are you using it to communicate? Even in the most simple way.
Exactly.
I'm not impressed by big words.
Exactly. And actually, you know what? Sometimes I tell people, when I went to university and did my education degree, I found that there were a lot of words that I didn't know what the meaning was.
Yeah.
For example, pedagogy.
Pedagogy. Teachers love pedagogy.
They love pedagogy. I said, where have I ever heard that word before I went to university?
And when do we use it in a sentence?
I never use it again.
I know what it means, but I don't know how. Teachers use pedagogy a lot. There, I used it in a sentence.
There you go. But yeah, you know, I mean, so students are surprised that there are a huge amount of words that even we as native speakers, we don't
like
know
5% or something.
Yeah. Even every now and then I have to look up Google and think, what does actually that word mean?
Dictionary is one of my favorite apps.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's like in how we assess students. I'm also assessing if you're okay with not knowing.
Exactly. Because actually, that's a really good state to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're not too far in that.
Well, there's knowing nothing.
It's like, I don't know. I don't know and I don't care.
I give up. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's all right, teacher. Forget it. I'm out of here anyway. But, but not stressing about, I've got to get that right. You know, just saying, okay, that word, maybe I'll understand it later, but let me try and see if I can get this
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to find a synonym. I'm going to... I want to know.
Yeah.
That's such a great way where I'm going to... If I see students that want to know, you're going to do really well. I know it. Even if the grammar is hard, if you want to learn, you will.
Yeah, exactly. And it comes down to attitude. If you want to know it, actually, really, if you want to get anywhere, it's not just about learning English, but if you want to get anywhere in this world doing anything, if you've got the right attitude, you're going to get there. The rest is just learning skills and putting them into practice, basically. So anyway, on that note, I think we've managed to cover a few interesting insights into the secrets. Secret ways people assess, teachers assess English. So on that note, thank you very much, Sarah.
Thank you, Aisha. This was so fun.
We'll see you again next time. Who knows?
I'm going to go Google pedagogy.
Okay, good. Okay, see you. Bye.
Bye.
Oops.